rejected by the Democrats, just for the record. I now recognize Mr. Tracey for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and Administrator Bedford, thank you for being here today. I represent the Big First District of Kansas. Aviation is a critical industry in my state with roughly 100 general aviation airports, several commercial and regional airports, and a huge footprint in aviation and aerospace manufacturing, as you're well aware. The FAA Reauthorization Act that we passed included critical provisions to ensure that our aviation industries are able to improve services, bolster the workforce, and promote American innovation. And I'm grateful that we are well on our way to fixing the problems of the past FAA under your leadership. I really appreciate the progress that's been made, and that we're wasting no time in getting to a better place. Just a handful of questions. As mentioned before, the aviation and aerospace industry is incredibly important to Kansas, and I want to ensure that we have a robust and technically skilled workforce for both the FAA and the industry. Can you provide an update on the agency's efforts to maintain and grow a strong technical workforce and provide safety oversight to an industry that is driving innovation and technology? Where are we at on workforce?
Well, if I'm being perfectly honest, sir, I think we're behind. I think there's a lot more work that needs to be done, and frankly, work that can be done. We need to celebrate our community colleges across the country. We need to invest in them. We're doing that with our collegiate air traffic control training program. We're giving them the resources, automation technologies, simulation technologies, and they're going to be a critical partner in building the workforce of the future for us. And we need to do that with maintenance technical training, pilot dispatch training. I mean, there's so many things that we need to celebrate in getting our young people interested in careers in aviation. In my prior life, I spent the last 10 years building one of the largest training infrastructures in the country because we couldn't solve the problems, no offense, counting on Congress to fix it for us, or frankly, counting on the FAA to fix it for us. So industry also has to own this. Industry also needs to invest in the workforce of the future. And I think we can partner with them, whether that's through legislation and funding or just through our bully pulpit, and making sure it's in their own self-interest that they realize they have to work with us and invest some of their profits in building the workforce of the future.
Yeah, I agree. Next question, change topics a little bit, but the FAA Contract Tower Program provides ATC safety and efficiency benefits at 265 airports across the country, including 8 in Kansas. The FAA Reauthorization Act of 2024 included a provision for the FAA and the Department of Labor to update long overdue wage determinations for contract controllers and create a new wage determination category or occupation code for air traffic managers at contract towers. Just like federal controllers and managers, we need to ensure that our contract controllers and managers receive appropriate compensation for the important ATC services that they provide for the national airspace. Can you give us an update on the status of this provision and when we can expect the wage determinations to be completed and the new category for air traffic managers to be established?
Well, honestly, no, sir, I can't give you a specific answer to the question, but what I can tell you is I've been to a number of our contract towers. I utilize them in my own private pilot flying, so Anderson, Indiana, Muncie, Indiana are both contract towers, and frankly, they're a tremendous resource, especially for our young pilots who are in training to be able to get the experience to have that interaction communicating with tower. We have contracts, of course. I think we can do a better job as FAA of managing the accountability of the vendors that we hire to make sure that they have the staff. I can tell you through our collegiate training programs, we have now made those resources available to go into the contract tower environment, and we've seen several hundred of those trainees move into the contract tower environment. So, and of course, the final element is we're actually looking at several of the higher demand contract towers to move them into our federal tower program. So there's a lot going on there. I know more work needs to be done. The work is done. It's important. We'll get it where it needs to be.
Great. Well, we'll follow up with your office on kind of the timing and when we might expect something there. And lastly, the next 20 years, what I've seen is global demand is expected to require over 40,000 new aircraft to be produced. Can you talk a little bit about the importance for our economy in the U.S. and for safety in general for the industry to get these new aircraft into the hands of the airlines here and also around the world?
Wow, that's a big question. I don't think I can answer that in 15 seconds. I will tell you this. as an agency, we can do better helping manufacturing get where they need to be faster, more efficient, better design. We don't have to be a bottleneck in the process, but we need to collaborate more. And some people will hear collaboration and they'll think, oh, wait a second, the FAA is going to get in the back pocket of industry. That's not it at all. We need to lead industry to get to higher levels of quality and safety in the design process, as opposed to let them bring us things and then we tell them no. So I do think we can collaborate better. We want Boeing to build that next generation aircraft here in the United States.
Full agreement. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.